Hello, yogis. I hope that this video finds you well. Today we're going to be working out of the Bhagavad Gita for daily living, and it's the end of sorrow. I really like this author, Eknath Aswaran. I probably mispronounced it, but I have a ton of their books, and really impressed with their work. What we're going to be going on today is the Eightfold Path according to the Bhagavad Gita. So you'll hear this number a lot, maybe in Eastern philosophy, right? So you have the Eight Noble Path or Eightfold Path in Buddhism, and then you have Ashtanga in yoga, which is the 8 limbs, right? And then here in this particular copy of the Bhagavad Gita, it just talks about the Eightfold Path according to the Gita. So I was going to read it for you, kind of discuss it. To practice the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, no amount of intellectual study can be of much help, because intellectual knowledge, by its very nature, has little power to transform character, conduct, and consciousness. Meditation is the mighty instrument which enables us to bring the timeless teachings of the Gita into our life, day by day, step by step. The Eightfold Path. 1. Meditation. First comes the practice of meditation. You begin by devoting half an hour every morning as early as convenient to practice meditation. Do not increase this half-hour period. But if you want to meditate more, have half an hour in the evening also. Number 2, Japam. Japam is the silent repetition of mantram or holy name in the mind. The popular etymology of the Sanskrit word mantram is from manas, mind, or tree, and tree, to cross over, that which enables us to cross the tempestuous sea of the mind. And so the second one is mantra or mantram. 3, slowing down. Millions in our modern world suffer because they are constantly pushed and hurried. Hurried makes us tense and causes us to make mistakes and do a poor job. The remedy for hurrying is to get up earlier so that we can begin the day without tension and to set a slow, leisurely pace for the day. When we are concentrated and slow, we do not make mistakes. Number 4, one-pointedness. The practice of meditation is a systemic exercise in concentration, which will finally become a permanent, spontaneous state. It is a great aid to meditation if you practice being one-pointed during your day. Give your complete attention to whatever you are doing, particularly in conversation. Give your complete attention to the person with whom you are talking. After much practice, you should be able to make your mind one-pointed, concentrating on whatever task is at hand. 5, sense restraint. This does not mean sense negation or sense denial, but training the senses to be obedient servants. We begin to train the senses by exercising discriminating restraint in our choice of movies, television programs, books, and magazines, and by eating nourishing food in temperate quantities, rather than things that appeal to our tastes but have no nutritional value. It is good to have a light meal in the evening or a heaviest meal at breakfast, and to eat plenty of fresh vegetables and fruits. Avoid overcooked, deep-fried, strongly flavored, and heavily spiced foods. 6, putting others first. When we go out after our own pleasure and profit, dwelling on ourselves and ignoring the needs of those around us, we are constricting our consciousness and stunting our growth. People who are driven by anger, for example, are usually those whom are full of self-will, who cannot put the other person first. Seldom do they have lasting relationships. Seldom are they able to live at peace with themselves and with those around them. But the person who has little or no self-will is secure, and by their calmness and steadfastness is able to help those who are agitated to become calm. 7, reading the scriptures. My suggestion here is to read the scriptures and great mystics of all religions. If you want to know about the mystical tradition, go direct to the great mystics, rather than relying on books about mysticism. This devotional reading can be an inspiration and an encouragement on the spiritual path. But even here, it is better to read a few books slowly and well than many books quickly. 8, satsang, or association with spiritually oriented people. It is of great importance for all of us to draw inspiration from someone who is able to interpret the sacred scriptures and the great mystics in the light of their own and personal experience. It's a difficult task to practice meditation for many years, day in and day out, and we all need the support and companionship of people meditating together. So according to this book, that is the Eightfold Path of the Bhagavad Gita. I guess there's something to be said about austerity and being willing to make changes in our life to get certain results. I love studying spiritual texts, and I spent a couple years at a monastery, and I just deeply enjoy this stuff. I also like the results of learning about these things and then applying them. It may seem kind of intuitive to slow down to some people, but to me, sometimes I need to be reminded that I'm moving too fast, I'm making mistakes, or I'm trying to multitask and I'm moving around too much. And it's really nice to be able to just center, come back in, refocus my mind, refocus my breath, and be able to address things in a much more productive way. These aren't really the same as the 8 limbs of yoga, and they're not the same as the Eightfold Path in Buddhism. So I encourage you to go research those as well. I have a couple of videos on yoga, and I don't think I've done anything on the Eightfold Path yet for Buddhism, but I'm sure I will eventually. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are, and I look forward to studying this with you in the future. Namaste.